Oh, hi guys, and welcome to day 105 of our 365 Days of Courage, where we always try to encourage one another every day for a year. We look for verses in the Bible that assure us not to be afraid, to fear nothing, and to take courage. So our verse for today is taken from the book of the prophet Isaiah, chapter 8, verse 12. At sabi dun ay, do not join in the schemes of the people, and do not be afraid of the things that they fear. So, ano ang kwento behind our courage verse for today? This is actually a warning to Prophet Isaiah. Bakit siya winawarningan? And who is warning him? Of course, the Lord is warning him, telling him na wag sundin at sundan kung ano ang ginagawa ng mga tao at that time. Bakit? Ano ba kasi ang ginagawa ng mga tao? In one of our previous courage verses, we talked about the story of King Ahaz na nakipagsabwatan sa King of Assyria in order to fight yung alliance ng Syria at saka Israel. Why? Because at that time, the King of Israel is nakipagsabwatan sa King of Syria at balak nilang atakihin ang Judah. And so therefore, natakot itong si King Ahaz, and despite in one of our courage verses, despite the Lord assuring King Ahaz na yung mga yan, they're just stabs of smoldering smoke. Ibig sabihin, sinasabi niya kay King Ahaz, huwag kang matakot sa mga yan dahil yung mga yan bluff lang, puro usok, walang apoy. But King Ahaz did not listen to the Lord, and what did he do? He made an alliance with the Assyrian king. And so, yes, it happened na nanalo itong Judah, nanalo itong sina King Ahaz. But then, as we go along with the story, Assyria did not only invade and plunder Israel and Syria, but it also invaded and plundered Judah as well. So, yung akala nitong si King Ahaz na kakampi niya, became his enemy. So, yan, kasalanan niya. Hindi naman kasi siya nakinig sa assurance ng Panginoon, telling him na huwag kang matakot sa mga yan. Even if Syria and Israel joined forces, they're just mga usok, walang apoy, bluff lang yan. And so therefore, siguro nagsisisi itong si King Ahaz, but what can he do? So another sad story, just like our story yesterday. Now, time and again, God reminds us to remain faithful to Him and to trust Him and trust no one. And therefore, yung courage verse natin sa araw na ito, God is warning the prophet Isaiah na sinasabi niya, huwag kang sumunod sa kanila. Do not follow what they do. And do not fear what they fear. Why? Because if you cling to me, sabi ni God, if you cling to me, if you remain faithful to me, I will also remain faithful to you. And so it happened. King Ahaz did not trust in the Lord. He trusted in his battle instinct, creating an alliance with Assyria. Pero bumaliktad dahil even Judah, even King Ahaz, was invaded by Assyria. Ang nangyari was that because all the people were following King Ahaz, God warned Prophet Isaiah, telling him, huwag kang sumunod sa kanila. Remain in me. Stay with me. Be loyal and faithful to me. And I will be loyal and faithful to you. Nakakasad, diba? Time and again, God reminds the people to remain loyal and faithful to Him. Pero paulit-ulit nagkakasala itong mga chosen people. And as we read in today's first reading from the book of Judges, chapter 2, verses 11 to 19, after Joshua died, Israel stopped worshiping God. They worship Baal instead. And so, God sent punishment after punishment. And minsan ganun din tayo, guys. Minsan nadadala din tayo ng trend. Diba? Kung ano nagva-viral, yun ang ginagawa natin. Kung ano yung nagtre-trending, yun ang ginagawa natin. Minsan nakakalimot din tayo sa kung ano ang nagawa ng Diyos para sa atin. To the extent na nagkakasala na rin tayo sa Kanya. And just like King Ahaz, despite assurances from God, mas pinapaniwalaan pa natin yung ating sariling kakayanan. And we build alliances that are not proper. Nagpapadalos-dalos tayo thinking na ito yung dapat or thinking na ito yung solusyon. But in the end, we find ourselves just like King Ahaz, regretting what we have done. But guys, don't worry and do not be afraid, because in our courage verse for today, hindi naman lahat ay sumunod kay King Ahaz. And that is why God is warning Prophet Isaiah and instructing him further to go to the remaining faithful ones of God. Tumigil siya sa pagpreach sa maramihan, and instead, he sought out the very few who are faithful to God, at dun siya nag-focus ng kanyang ministry. So guys, we strive not to belong to the trend, but to belong to those who are loyal and faithful to God. Because if we do so, God will be faithful to us also, and we will not be able to fear kung ano man yung kinakatakutan nung mga lumipat. And so guys, for every day of our 365 days of courage, God is inviting us to take courage and to trust in Him, and everything is going to be alright. Okay guys, and so guys, once again, thank you for watching and for always tuning in, and I hope to see you tomorrow for day 106 of our 365 days of courage. Ingat kayo guys wherever you are, and please always pray. Bye guys, see you.